In vectors, we discussed yesterday regarding resultant of two vectors. What is resultant? A resultant is a combined effect of two or more number of vectors. I give simple example of two people pulling this tool in different directions. So when a body is under the action of two different forces, neither it moves in the direction of F1 nor in F2. There will be an intermediate direction, as if there is some other strange force acting in between. That is called resultant. Suppose you have three forces like this, then what is the resultant? It can be zero also. If the resultant of these two is exactly equal and opposite to the third one, net force can become zero. So resultant can become zero also when the forces nullify each other, or in general vectors, they can have a net value zero also. Suppose they are at right angles to each other, two different vectors. Like we saw in one problem, some force pulling to north as well as east. What is the answer we got for that? Square root of? That is all. No, that numerical answer. It was completed in the class. 10 root 19. 41. 10 root 41. Okay. And alpha also we got for that. Okay. Tan inverse of 0.8. We got the answer for that. So there is a particular angle along which the resultant is acting, as well as there is a particular value. So magnitude and direction, both we can get by that resultant formula we derived yesterday. R equal to root of P square plus Q square plus 2PQ cos theta, and tangent of angle made by the resultant with one of the forces or vectors given by Q sin theta upon P plus Q cos theta formula. And we saw one or two problems regarding the direction also. Otherwise, I asked the magnitude. If magnitude alone is required, we can stick to this one. So today, just one more simple sum I want to give. Like this. Find the angle between. Find the angle between two vectors of same magnitude. Two vectors of same magnitude acting at a point. Comma, if their resultant is equal to the individual vectors. So there are two equal magnitude vectors whose resultant happens to be the same value as the individual. Means what? P is equal to Q as well as equal to? No, P is equal to Q means Q is equal to P. One more thing is equal to them. Correct. Resultant R also is equal to them. The value of P is equal to Q as well as R is the meaning of this. Now what is asked is theta. So substitute in this formula. R also is equal to P, Q also is equal to P, and see what you get. Everywhere you can put P itself. P square plus P square 2 into P into cos theta. Theta is unknown. What next? You can square both the sides to make it p square equal to, here root is gone now. P square plus p square becomes how much? 2p square, 2p square cos theta. P square plus p square becomes 2p square. And in the other part anyway, 2 into p becomes 2p square. You can take 2p square outside there as a common term and cancel it on both the sides. So finally, what do you get as cos theta equal to? Minus half. Means theta is equal to? Correct. That is the answer. Got it? If you take 2p square out here, p square equal to 2p square into 1 plus cos theta, it becomes p square cancels, or this 2 will come down here. Half is equal to 1 plus cos theta, or cos theta is equal to half minus 1. Half minus 1 becomes minus half. So finally, this becomes minus half is equal to cos theta, or theta must be equal to 128 degree. That is the answer. Now this is a very important result. You have to keep it in mind for till you write the final exam. Two vectors, don't write, two vectors of equal magnitude will have their resultant same as the individual value itself, provided angle between them is 120 degree. So you don't have to calculate here afterwards. If they are equal in magnitude, angle is 120. Simply the answer is the given value itself. That can be a simple question where students may waste time 2-3 minutes. Instead of that, if you keep in mind that information for this particular case of P equal to Q equal to R, theta 120, resultant will be always same as that of individual values. Next one. Two vectors P and Q, two vectors P and Q have an angle 120 degree between them, have an angle 120 degree between them, and resultant is a perpendicular to P equal to 10. P equal to 10. Find Q and the resultant. Q and resultant. So what's happening in this case? Angle between the two vectors given and their resultant is perpendicular to the vector P here. This is the thing. Full angle is 120 degree. How to find Q here? Yes? No, it's not like previous one. Because it is not said that the resultant is equal to either vector. Neither P and Q, it is said as same. Tan alpha. We have information about alpha in this case. Resultant makes an angle 90 degree with P. That is alpha exactly. So alpha is equal to 90 degree available here. Therefore, go for tan alpha directly equal to Q sin theta upon P plus Q cos theta. What is the tan 90 means? Tan 90 is infinity. If the ratio is infinity, what does it mean? Ratio of two quantities infinity means denominator is a
0.
0. P plus Q cos theta is 0. That is the meaning. Isn't it? 1 by 0, 2 by 0 means it's infinity. So this implies that denominator P plus Q cos theta must be 0. In which we know P value, theta value. We can find the Q now. Simplify this. Answer is 5. I don't think that's the answer. So P is equal to minus Q cos theta. Implies P is given as 10. So 10 is equal to Q, we don't know. Cos 120 is how much? Minus half. So Q is 20, not 10. I mean 5. Minus Q minus half becomes simply Q by 2, or 2 will come this side. So 10 into 2 must be equal to Q. That is exactly 20.
Rakesh is online.
Okay, okay, sir. Clear now? So regarding resultant, you'll see hundreds of questions like this. Some look straightforward, some slightly twisted ones. Next thing we have to say is about some terms like displacement vector, velocity vector, acceleration vector, position vector, etc. terms. Position vector, displacement vector, velocity vector, etc. These terms are quite often seen in vector analysis. What do you mean by position vector? It is simply a vector means a line with a particular length and arrowhead. A vector indicating the position of a particle. For example, Rashmi, her position from this particular corner, if you take, it comes like say 8 feet along x-axis and 4 feet along y-axis, say x and y if you take. So 8,4 is the position. Whereas for Darshan, it's directly along the y-axis, say 0,4 becomes a position. Now, that is what we do normally in a graph plotting. X, y coordinates we mentioned there. In this idea of position vector, a little more thing we mention here. Now, this is a position, like I said earlier. Along the x-axis, it is 2, y-axis 3. So I can recognize this as 2, 3, and particle is situated at this particular point. Then this particular vector indicating the position as x, y, as well as direction from origin to that point. Arrowhead we have to put that is saying that the position is here, showing at that particular place. The position vector is indicated by a line whose length gives the actual magnitude of that point, distance of the point from origin, and arrowhead indicates the direction with respect to origin. We can't write like this because with respect to origin we are mentioning here, therefore this is the direction. So symbolically we write OP is the position vector. OP is known as position vector. of particle when placed at a point P. And symbolically I can write it as x1, y1. So in general, it may be any number. x1, y1 indicates the position of the particle when it is at a point P. So OP indicates position vector, and we can express this OP also as something like R1 arrow mark equal to, this is a x coordinate or x component of the vector. OP indicates exactly the length or distance, and direction is indicated by arrowhead, whose coordinates are x1 and y1. So I can write this as x1 x component plus y1 j, x1I, y1j. Like in the beginning, we talked about resolution of a vector, rectangular components, x component, y component. This is exactly x component of the vector, position vector, and this is a y component. So x1I, y1j indicates the position vector R1, arrow mark. So this is a distance indicating factor, position vector, distance of the particle with respect to arbitrarily chosen origin. Now this is my origin here. So with respect to this, it is 8, 4 I said, or the value if you measure, root of 8 square plus 4 square it becomes. Root of x1 square plus y1 square becomes the magnitude of the distance, actual distance. So actual distance is different from x and y coordinates mentioned there, whose resultant, that is root of sum of squares if you take, you will get exactly the actual value, magnitude. So position vector, one line there, as don't write as the distance of the position of a particle from origin with the arrowhead pointing from origin to the point. That can be called as position vector. Symbolically OP you can write, or R1, x1I, R1 or R in general. I have taken R1 for a particular reason. I am going to discuss now displacement vector. What is a displacement vector? From P, it has gone to some other point here, Q. P to Q it has moved now. Where, what is the x coordinate? I call it as x2. If this x1 is 2, this may be 4 or 5. Y coordinate also is changed. If originally it was 3 here, now it is a say 4. So 5, 4, or I call it as generally x2, y2 as the position. What is the position vector of Q now? Position vector of Q. It is directly OQ, because position vector indicates the position of the particle with respect to origin. So like at P it was OP. Now when it comes to Q, OQ indicates the position vector of the particle with respect to origin. This has nothing to do with much calculations, but these terms are often seen in question papers: position vector, displacement vector, velocity vector, etc. So we need to know these basic things. So OP, original position vector, and OQ is a final position vector. I call it as R2. And what is OQ now? What is OQ? OQ is known as one place to another place. P to Q dash mode. So PQ is known as displacement vector. It is getting displaced from one place to another. So here PQ is equal to what? PQ is expressed as original position vector R1, secondly R2. So R2 minus R1. R2 minus R1. We can also write it as delta R is known as displacement vector. Displacement vector. Delta R plus R1 becomes R2. R2 minus R1 is delta R, or delta R plus R1 becomes R2. One and same. Just like 10 minus 2 is equal to 8 plus 2 is equal to 10. We can express the new vector R2 as R1 plus delta R also. This is known as displacement vector delta R. Now, what is this delta R equal to? Can you tell me? Vectorially, what we can write this as? Delta R actually is in x direction, x2 minus x1 is the component of that delta R, x component. From x1 to x2, it has moved along this direction. And along y direction, it has moved from y1 to y2. So this delta R is actually x2 minus x1 along y-axis plus y2 minus y1 along the y-axis. And we write finally this delta R as this is delta xi and this is delta yj. So delta R equal to delta xi plus delta yj is finally the displacement vector along the given direction here. X direction delta x, y direction delta y. Combined effect is a delta R in this case. That is known as displacement vector. Knowing that, we can find out velocity vector. Can you tell me what is velocity vector here? If it moved from P to Q in a time delta t, then what is velocity vector? Delta R divided by delta t becomes a velocity vector. So third one, velocity vector is nothing but V arrow mark delta R upon delta t, which means delta x by delta t along I direction, delta y by delta t along the j direction. What is this delta x by delta t? That is a very important thing now. Delta x by delta t.
VI, sir. Velocity vector along I direction.
Okay. Mr. Rakesh has given the answer. It is velocity along the x-axis. Vx, V subscript x we can call. Like I mentioned Ax earlier in general for vector. Or Vi cap. Also you can say velocity along x direction. So I'll write here Vxi. Vx indicates component of velocity along x-axis plus for delta y by delta I'll write Vy along j direction. So this is the final velocity equation. V arrow mark as Vxi plus Vyj. Velocity V has become now Vxi plus Vyj. That is exactly a velocity equation. This is a displacement equation. And individually, the position vectors R1, R2 are mentioned here. So these are all symbolic representations of position vector, displacement vector, velocity vector. And finally, what is acceleration vector? While moving from P to Q, if there is a uniform motion, then there is no acceleration. If it is an increasing velocity case, then we say there is a acceleration vector A, which is delta V by delta T. So in case of any acceleration present, we will get delta V by delta T as delta of Vx by delta T. That is delta Vx by delta T I plus delta Vy by delta T j, or we can write it as Axi plus Ayj. This is the final acceleration vector. So four different vectors: position vector, displacement vector, velocity vector, and acceleration vector are mentioned like this. You'll get a printed notes on this soon. Even the previous things, dimensions, everything. It's already sent to the online people. I think you'll get that printed. Those are coming
Sir.
there. Hello?
Sir, send that question paper, sir, on that units and dimensions.
Question paper.
Yes, sir. That you taken now that, sir, on that day.
No, you're talking about test paper or notes, sir?
Test paper and notes.
You sent it back here to the office, huh? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Rakesh,
Yes,
what's your question?
sir. Send that question paper, the previous test paper for practice, sir.
You don't have it now.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So they just showed the question and you ticked the answers, huh?
Yes.
Okay. I'll ask them to send it to you. Okay. So you copied these things, huh? Let us see some simple questions connected with this displacement, velocity, etc. ideas. They're very important questions and not very difficult. Basic differentiation is linked with these questions. Like the position of a particle, R arrow mark is given by, position of a particle is given by R arrow mark equal to 4t square I plus 3tj minus 5. 4t square I plus 3tj minus 5. Find A, the velocity, B, magnitude of velocity at t equal to 2 seconds, and 3, acceleration at t equal to 1 second. So 3 sub questions are there in this case. First one, how do you find this velocity vector? Just differentiate the given position vector equation R. What is delta by delta t for this? Differentiation. Del by del t of 4t square I plus 3tj minus 5 is nothing but, Rakesh, what is it?
8t.
Correct. 8ti. Next, Darshan. Second term. First part. X power n is n into x power n minus 1. 2 into t into power 1. Hope it's clear? X power n derivative is n into x power n minus 1. This is our majority case differentiation in physics. Use that. Here 2 we have power. So 2t power 2 minus 1. That is 2t only. So 4 into 2t it is actually. 4 into 2t I it is. Simply 3j only. T power 1 we have. So 1 into t power 1 minus 1. What is t power 0? 1. Therefore, it is simply 3 only here. And j indicates it's along y axis. And what is the derivative for this? 0. So finally we get 8ti plus 3j as the velocity vector. This is the answer for A, sub question A. What is the answer for sub question B?
Sir, root 269.
Okay, root of 269 it becomes a magnitude of velocity. Okay, at t equal to 2 seconds, put t equal to in this equation. V becomes 8 into 2i plus 3j itself. That is 16i plus 3j, and the magnitude of velocity is nothing but root of 16 square plus 3 square, which becomes root of
265.
256 plus 9, 265, no?
Yes, sir.
Root of 265. Approximately you can write some number, but exactly you can't write unless calculator is there. So it's very close to 13, maybe 12.9. 269 root is 13. It's slightly less. So I guess it to be 12.9. Approximately it should be 12.9. Sorry. This is 169 is 13 square. This is 265. This is more than 16. Must be 16 point something. 16 is 256. Slightly more. Maybe 16.1 or 16.2, etc. may get. And what is the third question? Sub question here. Acceleration is nothing but delta v by delta t. Once again, differentiate velocity equation. What is that equation? Here, velocity 8ti we had. Del by delta t of 8ti plus 3j. What is the differentiation? It is simply 8 itself. Of course, 8i. Only along x direction we have acceleration. That's the meaning of it. There is no acceleration along the y direction. Only along x we have 8i. If you want to write meter per second square for this. Only along x axis. So you can note that acceleration is only for x axis, not applicable for y axis, as we have only I term in this. Any doubt in this? I'll give a similar question, you have to solve it. It's one of the very important questions, you see, in old papers, plenty of times questions are asked on this idea. The position vector of a particle is given by 2t square plus 3tj minus k. 2t square j plus 3tj minus k. Same sub questions. Find the velocity at t equal to 1 second. Magnitude of velocity at t equal to 3 seconds. Acceleration at t equal to 2 seconds. Differentiate and get velocity equation
Both are
first.
J, sir.
Hello?
Sir, that both are 2t square j and plus 3tj. Both are j, sir.
Correct. Second one, I should have made it I. Here one small correction. Very good observation. I. This is second one is I. Okay. 2t square j plus 3t I. It is second one. Second is x. You have to see carefully here where it is x and y component. Two t square. So correct. 4t plus 3a. Fine. That's velocity. Then put t equal to the required number and find the magnitude. ಇಲ್ಲೊಂದು t ಬರ್ತದಲ್ಲ 4tj ಇದು ಇಲ್ಲಿ t ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಯ್ತು. t equal to 1 ಹಾಕಿ, ಸರಿ 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 ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್. t equal to 1 ಹಾಕಿ ಫಸ್ಟಿಗೆ. ಫೈನ್, ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ 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 4j. ಸೊ 4j plus 3i, no, first one.
Yes, sir.
Yes. So differentiation makes it v arrow mark 4tj plus 3i, that's all, at t equal to 1. T equal to 1, it becomes just a 4j plus 3i. That is A. And B sub question. At t equal to 3, at t equal to 3, what is the velocity equation, first of all? Here 3, 12j, correct? 12j plus 3i. Is that right? Putting t equal to 3. 4tj we have. T equal to 3 means 12j plus 3i. Proper? And then its magnitude is asked. Second sub question. So root of 12 square plus 3 square becomes 144 plus 9, 153. And see acceleration. What is the derivative of that velocity equation? Simply acceleration is del by delta t of a velocity equation, which is 4tj plus 3i, just becomes how much? 4j itself, isn't it? It is not a time dependent. There is no t only. So whether t equal to 1 second, 2 second, whatever that, acceleration is constant. But it is along only which direction? Only for y-axis. Now there is no acceleration along x-axis. It's only for y-axis. Over. Next one. The initial velocity of a particle is given as initial velocity of a particle is given as, we can call it as u vector, u arrow mark 3i plus 4j. Plus 4j, and acceleration is given as a arrow mark equal to 2j meter per second square. Find the final velocity. Find the final velocity after 3 seconds. 3 seconds. Can you tell me what we have to do here? Wait. We can simply use our motion in one dimension equation. V equal to u plus EAT, because initial velocity available, acceleration given, time given. But you have to be slightly careful here. It is not just about one number like in motion in one dimension. We have got two numbers put together here along x and y directions. Components are there. So how to get the final velocity? the relevant components should be considered for this equation of u plus at. Means the final velocity, say v arrow mark, can be expressed as u along x direction plus acceleration along x, if any present. Actually, it's not there in this case. ui plus ait plus uj along y direction, uj plus aj into t. So relevant components should be considered for velocity calculation here, final velocity calculation. Is it clear? Our original u plus at I have bifurcated for x direction and y direction here. ui plus ait, uj plus ajt. Now what is ui? 3 along x direction. Plus what is the acceleration along y direction? 0. There is no acceleration. So 0 into t. So simply 3i plus 0t. And for y direction, we have both as non-zero. uj is given there as a 4, acceleration 2, time 3 into j. So it becomes 3i plus how much? 10j. 3 into 2 is 6 here. 6 plus 4, 10. So our final velocity is 3i plus 10j in this case. Is it clear? Can someone tell me what is the displacement during this 3 seconds time? When the velocity is increasing, particle is moving definitely. There is some displacement. What is that displacement here? 16. No. It's not very simple. It's not very simple. What equation we may have to use for that? Ut plus half at square. Once again, you have to apply carefully. X direction displacement, y direction displacement. You can call them as x and y only. And then take the resultant. So what is the x direction displacement? No, don't write this. Just watch it, what I'm doing. If you understand, it's very good. If you don't understand, don't worry. Never any question is asked. I have not seen any question on this actually. It becomes more complicated. Okay, what is x direction displacement? X direction. ui into t plus half into ait square. Along x direction, I have to apply this. I'll get x direction displacement. Means what is ui? 3 time is mentioned here, 3 seconds. So 3 plus acceleration 0. So no acceleration. So only 3 into 3 becomes 9i. That is the displacement along x-axis. Displacement along y-axis, corresponding initial velocity, that is 4 into t plus we have acceleration also. Correct. Which becomes 12 plus 9, that is 21. So 21j. Therefore, what is our total displacement during this 3 seconds time? 9i plus 21j. 9i plus 21j is the displacement. If magnitude of the displacement is asked, root of 9 square plus 21 square, the value if you want. Otherwise, this is the final equation. So you take this as a separate question. Don't mix with that. Right? Find the displacement in 3 seconds, comma, in the previous question. Because this alone is a big question here. Find the displacement in 3 seconds, comma, in the previous question. One statement better to write in the beginning. The displacements along x direction and y direction. The displacements, comma, along x direction and y direction are found separately, and their resultant is taken to get the net displacement. Are found separately and their resultant is taken to get the net displacement. Then you can write along x direction or along x axis displacement. I call it as simply x itself here. Displacement x is equal to initial for x direction into t ut plus half a square modified here as ui into t plus half ai t square. But ai, there is no acceleration along the x axis. It's only for y axis. Therefore, 3 into 3 alone becomes the answer here. 9i we can call it. And displacement along y axis. Along y axis. I call it as simply y here is 4 into 3 because there is acceleration now of 2j. So here acceleration is available j as 2j or y we can call it, right? Y or ax, etc. Finally becomes 21j, or resultant can be expressed in terms of x and y components as 9i plus 21j. Here magnitude not asked, if required as usual 9 square plus 21 square, which is 81 plus 441 becomes square root of 2, 8, 4, 12, 522. Square root of 522 becomes a resultant value, displacement value. Is it clear? Try a similar one. The initial velocity of a particle, is given by u equal to 4i plus 2j, and acceleration is given by a arrow mark 2i plus 3j. Now we have got acceleration along both the directions, 2i plus 3j. Find the velocity, after 5 seconds. Velocity after 5 seconds. And its magnitude. Velocity after 5 seconds and its magnitude. Almost similar to previous question. The only change is, what is the change here? Acceleration is there for x as well as y direction. I asked only velocity, no? Displacement not asked there.